Alright, welcome back to God Speaks, where the secrets of the universe are revealed to you through me, from God, from the Creator, from the Source, whom I have sought my entire life. So I'm bringing to you all that was brought to me, all that I have found, this treasure trove of information and knowledge that I hope is uplifting your lives. I hope is uplifting the world. I hope is uplifting everything that you apply it to, because that's what this is for. It's for yours and the world's spiritual evolution and to save mankind through a greater understanding and a greater turning to love. So, this video is actually going to be a response to someone on YouTube. Let me pull it up. And it's right over here. Bear with me. And it's a BVB Army fan. Okay, 3 days ago, BVB Army fan said, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. He's commenting on the 10 more or less ways to increase your God powers video. And so, if you look at all the replies there, something came through me in answer to him that was definitely coming through me. And he liked it, but then he wrote some more things. So at first I wrote a long perfect message that came through me again, and then it got deleted and kind of took a lot out of me, so I didn't get a chance to write it again. And then when I went to write it again, I wasn't feeling the same energy. It was almost like the truth had come out, and I couldn't get it to come out that way. So I suggested that he give me a call or a Skype, which any of you can do. I invite you to call me, Skype me, set up a Skype session or a call at my email, amenhotep8@live.com. That's AMENHOTEP, the number 8 at live.com. So you can email me, and I will give you free consultation. I do personal transformation sessions where I can help you to powerfully transform your mind, your feelings, your world, your body, your experiences, everything in the way that you truly wish to. And I don't charge for anything unless I actually personally do something with you, facilitate something for you. So I said, you know what, just give me a call and I can explain all this to you, myself that way. And I was just gonna do it like that, and then I started feeling for all the other people who might be feeling like him or dealing with the same things that he's dealing with, and I figured, you know what, I do need to make some kind of a response to this. Whether we get in contact or not, and we haven't. For some reason I haven't gotten his email, and we haven't gotten a chance to connect. So here is me making good on that in a video instead, where I feel like the information can come through once again. So he says, in response to what first came through, in answer to his question about what was I talking about, he says, wow, that was amazing, I understand better, but I'm living in a dark place. I know I can believe in myself, but somehow I'm stuck. It's hard to change. It's hard to believe. It's comfortable being depressed, should I call it, as crazy as it sounds. I don't know how to take a step. Sometimes I do. But I get right back to it, to the music that I like, etc. Bring me to the horizon. Example, bring me the horizon. I'm not a bad person or anything. I've done sin every now and then. I repent from it. I ask for God's help, but then again, I don't put my effort. I downloaded the Subliminator app. I understand better. It will speak for me. Hope I get better, though. Thanks for explaining. God bless you. Then he also says, what do you recommend me to do and less do? I play a lot of video games and less college homework. LOL, sometimes I do get high on marijuana and listen to a lot of music and drink alcohol. He also says, I do have friends, but I have social anxiety sometimes. It's hard to communicate with others, especially girls. Okay. So my purpose is to help you. My purpose is to help everyone out there. As I help myself. I am in no way perfect, nor am I the master that sometimes comes through me, the master that sometimes communicates as me, in full physical embodiment, yet at this time I am simultaneously that and this. And so I am moving towards union with that part of myself, and I can express that part of myself even in my um, other form, so to speak, right now, through the practice of non-judgment of myself and others and all life, which allows me to know that, hey, there is a me that is perfect, that is all-knowing, and is a master, and is all these things, and that me exists right now. So I can just contact and connect with that right now, and I feel that right now, and allow that to come through. And that's what I do for the most part. And so my purpose in all of my being is to help everyone, and to help inspire and motivate spiritual evolution, because that is the answer to every problem on this planet. Spiritual evolution through love, and a greater understanding of the scriptures, of the secrets, and the physics, quantum physics, metaphysics, universal laws, and things that exist just below the normal human perception, and all the works out there that come from the source and are inspired by the creator of all creation. No matter what name it goes by, the concept is the same: God. So I'm gonna do my best to talk about some of these things with you and to you and for you, and to bring information through that may help. As with all information, you should take whatever resonates with you and use that, and gain greater information on the things that don't resonate with you, to understand them better, and really understand whether it resonates with you once you have an even greater understanding on whatever it is that you're trying to understand. So I'm living in a dark place. I know I can believe in myself, but somehow I'm stuck. It's hard to change. It's hard to believe. It's comfortable being depressed, should I call it. As crazy as it sounds, I don't know how to take a step sometimes. Sometimes I do, but I get right back to it. Okay. So, BVB Army fan, yes, it's hard to change. It's hard to get unstuck sometimes, and a lot of the times. The reason for this is because of the being, and I'm going to preface this by saying that is my personal belief, and I have discovered for myself that every word is a being and a place. So sometimes you'll hear me refer to words as beings, and that's just my understanding. I'm talking about these words and my understanding and recognition of everything being alive. So that is because of the being known as habit, and some others, but habit mainly. And your subconscious mind and its beliefs about you, about your world, about what you're like, about what you can experience, about what you should experience, what you deserve, your beliefs about the world and yourself and your experiences, reactions, and actions, and who you are, etc. When you do something long enough so that the subconscious mind sees it over and over and over through repetition, many different ways, whether it's paying attention to something long enough, actually doing something long enough, thinking something long enough, feeling something long enough, you impress that thought, that idea, that belief, that picture, that thing onto your subconscious mind as a belief, and it continues to activate and put that program on loop, on replay, because it sees this as a reality, as a truth of yourself. So if you are being a certain way for a while, your subconscious mind absorbs this and says, okay, this is how I am. This is who I am, this is what I am, and this is what I'm going to be like. And it programs that into all the other programs, and it creates and recreates that. So a lot of people are, experiencing things that are undesirable because of impressions that were put upon them through their life experiences, through the things that were impressed upon them through repetition, in many different ways, that finally sunk in and became a part of their personality. Persona, a Greek word for mask, um, meaning not the real you. a mask. Okay, so our personality is something that has been created. It is something that is continually under creation and recreation, and something that we can grasp hold of and mold to our benefit. So this goes right along in the law of attraction with the fact that, people's subconscious beliefs are on repeat. So you're kind of stuck in a dark place, etc., etc. It is the negative energies that have accumulated to you, surrounded you, through certain whatever you're paying attention to, because energy flows where attention goes, and it becomes a two-way street. That which you pay attention to long enough begins to pay attention to you. And that becomes a totally different thing. And so that actually multiplies why it can be hard to get unstuck sometimes. At some point, we go beyond just dealing with our own subconscious programs, and we begin to attract beings and entities from these frequencies of doubt and fear and guilt and depression and sadness and grief and stuck and all these realms, because we've been allowing ourselves to feel them for so long, put them out for so long, etc., etc., etc. We begin to attract like forces in the spirit planes, in the invisible planes, that will attract and accumulate to that, and they like to be and interact with you and be within you and experience a physical body and this life through you by your entertainment of them, pretty much. And so that compounds the situation even more. It is for this reason that I suggest the transmutation meditation, the guided Holy Spirit meditation, and the keys to the kingdom and guided Holy Spirit meditation video. This is the first defense of spiritual protection for the army of light, the army of God, for the ninjas of God that we are, the great warriors and Spartans, the army of the word, whatever you want to call it, the silent brotherhood, the great white brotherhood, the ascended masters, whatever you want to call it, the church of the firstborn. Has many different names. Some even say the Illuminati. Okay, not the bad negative Illuminati. Okay, but there's a story that it began as a positive light good group, and then certain factions split off and became something quite menacing and more of a nemesis to it. But the illumined ones, okay, those who have these understandings, those who support the growth and evolution positively of the human race, spiritually positive, those who want to protect humanity, those who want freedom and peace and love and joy and grace and wisdom and truth and abundance and health and possibilities and growth and those things. Okay, those who have higher information, not higher information, but more information, and who want to use this information, this knowledge and power for good. And this transmutation meditation is based on the fact that like attracts like. When you can begin to feel really, 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 really super positively good, like like super joy, and just beam that. When you can go there in a split moment and hold that frequency and radiate that out through your entire being, like I'm doing right now to you, woo! You instantly begin to rise above. You instantly begin to overcome. You instantly begin to come up over, literally, any and all things that could be coming at you from within or without when it comes to these lower frequencies. You leverage the law of frequency and energy and manifestation by putting out the highest frequencies in existence, the very frequencies that created everything: joy, love, praise, gratitude, and beaming them through your consciousness, through your heart, through your mind, body, soul, with all your strength into all of life. This is the true spiritual practice of worshiping God, for God is spirit, and it says in the word that those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay, this is an invisible way of worshiping the invisible. Okay, it is the true method of worship of God, is pouring out those feelings into all of life and bringing them into our actions in our daily lives by loving more and doing more loving actions. So as you put out love, as you begin to listen to music that makes you feel good and in a positive way, music that uplifts you, music with lyrics that uplift you, music that is either neutral in its frequency or positive and uplifting and has positive messages. It doesn't mean you can't listen to rap music. There are many positive rappers, positive messages out there. There are many uplifting and harmonious and at the very least neutral music and songs within every artist and within every genre of anything music that you like, and within everything that you choose to pay attention to. There are video games of the same accord. There are whatever it is that it is that you like to do. There are positive forms of it and uplifting forms and spiritualized forms of it. There are neutral forms of it, anything but the super negative forms of it, the rap music that is just constantly talking about negative forms of lust and power and abusive power and fame and fortune and just irresponsible and destructive behaviors and all of those kind of things. Whatever you're paying attention to, you are empowering. Whatever you're paying attention to, you are bringing into yourself. You are reprojecting it into the world with more power. Your goal in this channel and this teaching and through what I'm teaching is mainly to focus on your vibrations, to focus on your frequencies, to focus on how you feel, and to focus on feeling good, and to focus on learning how to feel good whenever you want to, and just to begin feeling good all the time, as much as you want, as much as you can, for no reason but because you want to feel good. And I'll tell you a secret. Everything that you want to manifest in this world, everything that you want to experience, all these things that you've been tricked into believing that once you have this and get this and do this and experience that and create this and be a part of that, then you'll feel this way. You will feel happy, you'll be fulfilled, you'll feel success, you'll feel you have some worth, some purpose, etc., 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 etc. It's backwards. The real secret to manifesting and having all of those things, and it's been said again and again and again, is to feel how you would feel now when you have had, done, been, experienced, created, etc., etc., all those things. Okay? The secret is that really you're not going after all those physical things. You're not going after doing all those things. That's the backwards way of it. You think that that's what it's all about, but really it's the journey that you're going after, the experience of going after it, and what you're going to learn and become and do and experience on the way. And also really what you're going after, truthfully, is that feeling of joy, of bliss, of harmony, of success, of fulfillment, of the experience of whatever it is. You can simply connect right now with whatever it is that you wish for yourself and ask yourself, how do I feel when that is the case? And begin to go there within yourself and begin to really feel that. And you can feel it right now. You can feel it right now. And once you feel it right now, once you capture that moment, you can feel it anytime. And I promise you that when you begin to feel that way on purpose, because you choose to, all the time, most of the time, it's training. It's going to come in stages, okay? You just got to keep working towards it. And when you channel that energy into a faith and an expectancy of a goal, it will manifest. It will manifest. It will manifest. It is inevitable. That is the law. Because you already, this is quantum physics, it's superposition. You're positioning yourself in the feeling place of already having it. The universe can do nothing else but bring you every single thing possible to affirm that, to make that so in your reality, to increase those feelings, just like it would do anything else that you choose to dwell upon and feel like, and to give more power to that so that that can grow. as you focus on just feeling the highest vibrations possible and channeling them towards whatever ultimate goal you feel you have in life. Of course, this channel is all about the ultimate goal of immortality, the ultimate goal of everlasting life, the ultimate goal of being a master of space and time, of this world and of our manifestations, the ultimate goal of creating heaven on earth, the ultimate goal of conquering death, the ultimate goal of experiencing ourselves and expressing ourselves as the truth and the highest truth of our beings, which is God. Because God is all there is. Om Tat Sat. Okay? And God is within us. And God is all powerful. And I'm telling you right now that we are being so distracted from this because of its power. Because as soon as even one of you, one of me, one of us fully activates this power, the jig is up for the powers that be in the world. You're going to see massive and major changes. You're already seeing them as we use this power that I've been teaching and talking about on this channel to change the destiny of the planet, to superposition ourselves as a population and a race into timelines and possibilities where none of the majorly bad things have to happen. Oh yes, sure. Although the majorly bad things don't have to happen and won't happen, it will be balanced out. You'll see people dropping like flies all over the place. You'll see weird and crazy situations happening. You'll see deaths. You'll see crazy weather. You'll see all kinds of stuff, but it won't be nearly as bad as it could have, would have been, and should have been before we started making these major changes, before many of us began waking up to who we are, what we are, and our true purposes in this life. So rejoice. As long as you put out more positivity than negativity, you are already beginning to save yourself in this world. Your actions will transform as a result of this. Your actions will be purified from the inside out as a result of this. Your actions will inevitably fall in line with the frequencies that you are putting out. They will begin to match up with how you feel about yourself and the world. In this process, you'll also become more sensitive to energy and frequencies in general. You will become more sensitive to negative music, and even if you try to listen to that negative music, it will begin to hurt you and make you feel bad and make you not like it as much, and you're going to have to change some of it. Or at the very least, you're going to have to change the meanings of it internally to you and focus it into a more positive thing. Somehow, some way. You can do the same thing with your video games. So what do I suggest? I suggest that you change your focus. Focus on more powerful and uplifting words and thoughts. Read instead of playing those video games distracting yourself, or pick more neutral or uplifting and positive and other things to focus on in the television. There are many spiritual courses. I have loads of information that I can email you, give you for free. Most of the stuff that I do for free. The most powerful thing that I do, that I facilitate, is the personal transformation. And the personal transformation is the most powerful and direct means that I can help anyone. And although most of what I do is for free, you have to understand that, the understanding in the old days of the tithing and the giving to those of us who choose to live this life is actually to increase your abundance and the abundance of the world and the individual who chooses to live this kind of a life. This is my passion. This is my joy. This is my purpose. And if you believe in a world, and if you wish to live in a world where everyone can be fully supported monetarily by living their true joy and their true purpose, by doing what they truly love, if you want to live in a world like that, if you want to activate that kind of a world for yourself, then you need to give. Give to those who are out there doing that very same thing. Show them that yes, it's possible. Yes, it's happening for you. And as you give and give to those people and those purposes that the universe is supporting, who are doing their best to live in their joy and their love and do what brings them joy, as you give to them, you will open up and create that world for yourself, for them, and for all of life. You will also see an abundance come back to you 10, triple, 100-fold. For that is the law, that as you give and give without expectation, you will receive. You must receive. And so the secret of tithing, of giving your 10% to the preacher, to the pastor, to the church, to the priest, to the one who chooses to live this life and chooses to give of themselves to uplift you in this way and to bring you this knowledge and this power and these teachings and to give to you, the purpose is because this person, this is all they want to do in life, truly. Yet they are forced to do many other things that take up their time, that take up their joy in other ways, when they could be perfecting these things, when they could be bringing more to the table, when they could be making it even more powerful, when they could be living their joy and their life by being supported, by being appreciated in that way. Money is just an energy. It is just another form, just another energy. It doesn't need to be demonized. Okay, it doesn't need to be demonized. It is how things are working now, and it is not how things will always work. But if you appreciate something, if you are uplifted in some way, if you gain from something, anywhere, and you want to support that, that is a great and powerful way to support that and yourself. And I promise you, whatever you give, I'm telling you, this is a universal secret. Whatever you give will come back to you tripled, 10, 100-fold. You will see miracles in your life if you follow tithing and if you follow the giving. Okay? Because there are those of us out here where this is all we want to do. And if we could just be supported in doing all we want to do, then we could help everybody so much more. Okay? So, and if it's not to me, then you can give to somebody you feel that needs it. Give to something else that inspires you, that uplifts you. But give, and you will create more abundance in your life. Okay? Even if it's giving in not a monetary faction, but doing something for someone. Okay? Give. You will create much more abundance in your life. You will create the world that we all really, that many of us really do want to live in. Okay, so that's the secret to it, and that's really what it's supposed to be. And that we have to apologize for any of those dollar preachers out there, and money preachers of LA, and anybody else who has abused that in the past. People who truly wouldn't give back the way they should to their community, to causes, along with their families, and not really overdoing it, and being too flashy about it, but supposed to be more humble. So there are definitely out there those who are abusing this, and that's not something that I seek to do. All things that I receive will go towards making better YouTube videos, giving myself more time to do these things, and to giving more transformation sessions, and helping, and to truly just living my purpose. So I want to put that out there because that's the way that I can most powerfully help you. Otherwise, obviously, there's 45, 50 something videos here on this channel. I love you. I'm giving for free at the same time. So it's not all about the money. Best believe that if you're struggling and you need some help, I'm going to help you. Okay? So I wanted to unleash that into your life too, because there's a lot of abundance and magic in that giving. There really is. Support the world that you want to live in. Okay? And money is a great way to vote. It's just as simple as that. So yes, it can be hard to change because of these subconscious programs. And when you use transmutation meditation, you rise up above all those things. You pour out an energy that is unconquerable. You pour out the energy of the Creator, and those lower frequency thoughts, vibrations, and things can't touch you anymore. You won't want to listen to certain music anymore. You won't want to play certain games anymore, because a master knows that thoughts are things, and what he thinks and feels long enough, he is creating, empowering, destroying, or sustaining in his world. I'm talking to you as a master because that's what you are. I'm talking to you as God because that's who you are. You created me to remind you these things. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for doing that. I'm so happy I'm here. Thank you. But I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. And the proof of that is right in here. You playing too many video games and not doing enough of your homework. You said it. You know what you need to do, okay? But you're lacking the impetus, okay? And really, you know what it can come from. Do a powerful exercise for yourself, and really imagine and really think about what will happen if you don't do these things. What can happen? Obviously, you can grow old and die if you're believing in the things I'm talking about. You can grow old, you can die, and you know what? You're just going to come back and do it again. You're just going to have to forget all over again, live a whole nother life, go through untold struggles and things just to try to remember what you're being told right now, which is the purpose of life. This life, anyway. Perfection. and manifesting these things, okay? But if that's not what you're shooting for, hey, to each their own. Whatever it is that you're shooting for, think about how is it going to feel if you don't do that? How is it going to feel if you don't make any change? How is it going to feel if you don't become the person you truly want to be? Who is not going to be helped by you not living your joy, your passion, becoming who you truly are in this world? Who else is going to lose out? Think beyond yourself. Think about yourself first, but then think about those closest to you and all those other people that you could have affected for positivity in this world. And think how many people you're letting down beyond yourself, as well as letting yourself down. What's going to happen if you fail in college? What's going to happen if you don't do your homework? What's going to happen if you skate by and really don't do what you're supposed to be doing? What's going to happen if you don't follow your joy, your love, your passions, and be the person that you truly are in this world? You're not going to be affirming a world like that. What will happen if you continue to affirm the world that you're living in right now? I promise you, it's only going to get worse. And it can get worse beyond your wildest dreams. If that's what you want, more power to you. Then don't do anything. Keep on doing what you're doing. If it's not what you want, then affirmations, decrees, giving yourself positive mental commands, giving yourself subliminal messages, understanding self-hypnosis, all those things I just talked about in that video, doing the transmutation meditation, instantly shield yourself in omnipotent love. These things will start to flee from you, and you will automatically begin to reshape and auto-correct yourself from within and without. Then, of course, of those things that you know you need to change and do, like I said, do those things, okay? Consider this God answering your prayers in a major way beyond your wildest dreams, because God's not only giving you the information to improve your life and achieve whatever it is that you really, truly want to achieve in this world, but He's giving you a new vision of yourself. He's giving you a new vision of what is possible for yourself. Is giving you a new vision of who and what you truly are, what He has created you to be, an all-powerful, godlike being in physical manifestation on this earth, having dominion over all things that God has created, because that's what the Word says about you. That's what the Word says about the human being. Okay, that's what the Word says. Alright? That you and God are one, that God is within you, and that if you can only understand the secrets of love and begin to dwell in love and pour out love, that you will begin to dwell in God, God will begin to dwell in you, and you will transform yourself. Not overnight. Okay? It's going to take a little while. It's going to take some time. You're going to go through a process. But my friend just the other day said that things take a long time sometimes, but then when they happen, it happens fast. Okay? You know, it reminds me of this one certain Asian tree that, takes 5 years to grow, but it never comes out of the ground for like the first 4.5 years or so, but in 6 months it grows like 90 feet or something crazy like that. It's like that. Okay, so you're going to undergo a process. Don't beat yourself up too much, okay? You're going to slip up. It's all good. Keep moving forward. Be more positive than negative. That's what I suggest. Do the things that you really know you need to do. Take care of your responsibilities, obviously. And focus on things that are in general high frequency and very powerful information about yourself. Many of which I give to you right here on this channel. Book lists, books, and different videos and suggestions. Okay, many that I read to you straight from this channel. Okay, so there is no reason, there is an inexhaustive, at the same time you could be using to play those video games and fart around, you could be watching something very powerful on YouTube. You could be doing a very powerful inner meditation and practice. You could be purging yourself of those things. You could breathe in and say, I breathe in the light of the cosmos, I breathe in the love of God. And as you breathe out, you can mentally say, I surrender, I release, and I forgive myself for this, for that. And it can be a thought, a feeling, an action that you did. You could be purging yourself of negativity constantly. You could be growing spiritually. And as long as you're growing, you're going to be throwing off and kicking the butt of anything that is in your way, okay? Because you're going to be making that effort, okay? And that effort just needs to be made again and again and again and again. As you do the affirmations and as you do the decrees and as you do the meditations, you will begin to have the power to change, because you will begin to imprint upon your subconscious mind a different view of yourself. different thoughts about yourself, different beliefs about yourself and your world that will begin to align with the you want to be, that will begin to align with the world that you wish to live in, that will begin to align with what is truly possible for you. And the greatest thing is, it is so powerful, you might not notice it, but I have, and I have done it consciously. Everything you ever wanted to be, do, have, and experience is already happening to and for you somewhere in some timeline, in some other parallel reality of a world, and all you're doing is aligning your consciousness and this body's expression of you with that reality. And although little by little, day by day, as you go through this process, you move into another one and another one and another one and another one that's really, really closer and closer and closer to it, there will come a time where it will seem as if you have crossed over from one world into a completely different world. And that is exactly what will have literally happened. But it will have happened so slowly, so to speak, and subtly, you will not necessarily notice the change unless you know that that's what's happening. And you gradually watch everything shift. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Let me tell you again, everything is possible. If you don't get it, I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw this at you. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Believe. Believe. Okay? You're having a hard time believing because it's not just you anymore. You got some friends with you, trust me. And they want to stay with you. Okay, so this transmutation meditation is what will shake them off, get them off of you, and make them want to flee from you because they don't want to be around these high joy positive frequencies. It is one of the first and most powerful methods of protection. It is raising your frequency beyond the frequencies of anything that is that is not of your greatest good, that is trying to bring you down, or that is trying to thwart you in any way. That reveals another powerful process of increasing your God power. I call it the inner and outer temple, and it again has to do with your focus. You make your inner temple beautiful by the words and the thoughts and the images and the sounds and the things that you impress upon your mind on purpose. If you don't program yourself, life's going to program you. Think about all the things that are imprinting your mind on a daily basis, and you'll get an idea of what the powers that be have been and are actively trying to program you with. Isn't it disturbing to think and understand and have the realization that most of your thoughts are not even your thoughts? Do some research into it. They are programming you. They are programming everyone constantly. Here's some advice. Program yourself. Become what you truly are in this world. You will unleash a power that has never been seen before or even imagined except for in the Bible stories. I'm telling you, it happened, it will happen, and it is happening again. You just have to believe. Make the effort. Okay, so the inner temple. What you read, what you look at, what you pay attention to constantly, it has to affirm with the reality, with the person, with what it is that you're putting out there, what it is that you're wanting to experience and be and have and do for yourself. It has to affirm the feeling that you already have it. That's what the vision boards and all those things are for, okay? I'm just telling you, you can take all these same practices and all this same knowledge and funnel it towards what it's really for, which is to manifest your godliness in this world. That's what it's really for. Okay? That's what it's really for. Okay, so yes, watch my videos again and again, by the way. You might not get it all the first time you listen to it. There's an energy, a force, a power coming through these words. It's beyond myself. So you will need to, with pretty much any and all spiritual information, kind of take it in again, and probably again and again. And you'll find, like with anything that you pay attention to more, because it becomes a two-way street, that information begins to pay attention to you, and it actually begins to feed you an even better and greater understanding of its own information. Everything is alive, okay? So cultivate your inner temple, your outer temple. What images are in your room, your house? What things do you have around you? Are they affirming you? Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel the way that you've been training yourself to feel? If not, change that, rearrange that. The outer temple is perfect. Have your positive images, your spiritual stuff, whatever it is that uplifts you and creates positive vibes. I have the smiling sun in my room. I'll do a video and take you around my room one day, and you can see I have all these different things in here that affirm my godliness. Okay, that help to create and sustain that positive energy and frequency, so that my room is not just a room anymore. It's a temple. It holds an energy that I purposefully want it to have and hold, because that keeps out the other energies. Okay, so the inner and outer temple. This will help you a lot as well. Okay, and now what everyone's probably been waiting for. Marijuana. And alcohol. Okay. Social anxiety, friends, hard to communicate. Alright. We live in the information age. I'm going to come to the marijuana and alcohol thing in a minute. This is going to be the last topic. We live in the information age, my friends. So anything that you want to know is at the touch of a button, at the stroke of a key, at the tap of your finger. Isn't that awesome? I mean, isn't that great? You have social anxiety sometimes? A personal transformation session, we can help eliminate that. You have problem communicating? Personal transformation sessions, we can help eliminate that. There are subliminal messages and tapes that you can listen to that will help you eliminate that. There is information out there that teaches you about body language and carrying yourself and communicating, that will help you eliminate that. Anything that you want to know, you can know. There's no reason why you shouldn't know it. You don't need a degree, you don't need to go to this or that school. Most of it can be gotten for free one way or another. It's free. Information should be free for the most part. Okay? There are those out there who would not value information unless there was a price on it. So there's that as well. But for the most part, anything that you really want to know is out there for you to know. BVB Army fan, there's a lot of information. Me being in communication, I have studied a lot of this stuff. I can recommend that stuff to you. Just talk to me. I can send you stuff that will help you with that. So don't worry about that. As far as marijuana and alcohol, they say that everything is good in moderation. And although that statement holds true in general, there are some things out there that really just are not good. Okay? Let's understand that. There are some things out there that it's not good. It's not going to take you anywhere positive at all. It's not. And it's just going to lead to destruction, self and others, and slow death, jail, and all kinds of other horrible stuff that you don't really want to get involved with. So understand that everything is good in moderation. That's true to a point. Okay, there are some things out there that just are not good. Alcohol, I understand being social and whatever is best for you to do, whatever is good for you to do, that's your thing. I'm not going to sit here and openly condone and suggest that anybody do anything illegal, and in many places marijuana is illegal, and one should always adhere to the laws of their kingdom to the best of their abilities, and have respect for that. However, marijuana is actually legal in more than a few places, as well as medically legal. And so for those who can and do have the ability to use it legally, and for those who may do so even illegally, be careful with that. But there is something to be said. Obviously too much alcohol is gonna, ultimately it usually ends up bad. One way or another, whether it doesn't directly lead to a bad experience or whether it just leads to you feeling really crappy. That's one thing where too much of it definitely leads to being a bad thing for most people. So In moderation and socially, and for other reasons, alcohol can be healthy for the heart and blood and other things, in certain forms and certain ways. So there's a wisdom to go about it. Just respect everything that you do, everything that you put into your body. And respect your body. Don't overdo anything. When it comes to marijuana, and things like that, there are herbal and natural substances that grow and that are on the planet, that shamans in ancient cultures, Native American churches that are still in existence today, that have the right legally to use these substances, and other groups in controlled places and things like that, and ancient traditions where these things are legal because it's part of their spirituality and their practice. Um, they have a purpose, and their purpose is inextricably linked with the divine. It's linked with consciousness. It's linked with the exploration and the evolution of spiritual consciousness. When these things are overdone, abused, or allowed to become addictive and to gain control over oneself, when these things are not respected and are done just for a high or just for fun, and they are not linked with their true purpose, which is the spiritual evolution and exploration of man's consciousness, his inner and outer realms, and the contemplation of deep inner truths, and vision questing, and making known the unknown, and understanding greater truth. When this is done without the right proper environments and energies and intents and prayers and linkage to its true purpose, these things will let you know, these beings will let you know, and give you experiences that will not be positive at all. And most people term these as bad trips. Okay, so these are the beings themselves feeling disrespected and turning on the users, or just flat out taking control over them and just using them to express themselves in physical reality. So this has to be a very wise thing that you do. They can be very powerful bridges and helpers to those on the spiritual path. They can definitely help one to cement his decrees and his meditations and his practices, and open up his gifts, and to reach certain planes of knowledge and enlightenment and understandings within himself that will bring positive benefit for himself and the world, if cultivated and used properly and under the um, right functions. And yet again, over abuse and disrespect and habitual abuse of these things can lead to not good not good things, and the beings themselves lashing out on you. So there's something to be said that caution should be exercised with any of those things, that your own tolerance and understanding to how you react to these things and dosages and all that stuff should be understood by you. There should be supervision as much as possible on all these things, and a guide, a roadman, someone to help you through anything and keep you here and positive and safe through any of those type of experiences. And it should be respected and used for what it truly was meant for. And in the Native American tradition, the pipe and herbs and the smoke was said to help to bridge the gap between his prayers and the spirit realm, or bridge the gap between his conscious mind and the spiritual realm, the all-knowing mind, the universal mind. And so, the danger is that when those things are abused, the things that you're thinking and feeling, the frequencies that you're feeling are more powerful. They're more powerfully going out. They're more powerfully affecting you, your world, all of your manifestations when you do those things. And so therefore, you got to be, again, careful. What is your intention? What is the purpose? What are you doing? It should always be something for positive and growth and spiritual exploration or experience, as well as learning to navigate through those consciousnesses. And they should never become a crutch. The end goal and purpose of all these things is not to get you there, because they won't get you there, because and sustain you staying there, because it's almost like cheating. Okay, in the end, to reach these levels, you have to get there of your own accord. So these things are meant to help and show you that yes, these levels and these things exist. However, you are to learn what they feel like, what it feels like to go there and get there, and then go there yourself without them. and eventually master the navigation of those planes and master the expression and experience of those frequencies within yourself, and those different states that allow you to manifest all these different miracles and these powers and these abilities and this type of evolution on your own. Okay, so they are never meant to become a crutch, and when you have no need for them anymore or use for them anymore, they will your tolerance actually will go down. You will begin to become affected by them more, and you will begin to have more and more bad trips if you disrespect this information that's been being given to you now by Spirit on those things. Again, I advocate being legal in all that you do, and respecting the laws of the land to the best of your ability, as long as they don't encroach upon your amendments and your deep-seated rights. And so for those who are using these things legally or illegally, that is my advice. That is advice coming through me. And I think that I have covered everything that you spoke about, my friend. So I hope that I've helped in some way anyone and everyone who is wondering about those things or going through any of those things. And I didn't mean to take up too much of your time on the abundance note of it, but you have to ask, you have to put it out there, and you have to let people know that this is necessary in the world. This is highly necessary, and you have to ask in order to receive. You have to believe, and so I'm putting it out there so that all people can be supported. And I'm just going to leave you with a short story to sum up the whole abundance thing, because again, you can bring greater abundance to someone else and allow them to fulfill their purpose and their mission in life. Allow them to bud and grow naturally by freeing them up from the matrix of the old paradigms that are falling away, which says that we have to which says that we can't live our joy and be monetarily supported. Okay? And by doing that, you can also, and you will also help yourself do that, and you will bring literal miracles into your life by doing that. Money will come to you out of nowhere. Opportunities will come to you out of nowhere. You will be blessed beyond belief, especially with some of the channels that you may choose to funnel that appreciation through. So, the story goes that there's an advanced alien race of beings, much like ourselves, but just more advanced, and their job is to go around and kind of implant one of their beings into society and planets that needed their help, and to secretly have that being help the entire planet and basically, just kind of save the world from whatever they're going through. They made it their point and purpose in life to go and help worlds subtly, without worlds and people really knowing. And one day, so they come upon Earth. And Earth is not at all like anything that they'd ever experienced. Its problems are deeper and more profound than any other place that they'd ever seen. And there was an element on Earth that was so perplexing, although easy to understand with their evolution, but perplexing how it could have continued to go on for so long. A method of control and manipulation and distraction and regulation, and hurting even, and separation and disempowerment and many other things negative, a tool that they had never come across before that was in place by certain powers in Earth, called money. And it eluded them to some point, but they were sure, because of their great understanding, that they could come into the planet, and they could tell everybody, and that they could save this world too. And so they came up with an action plan, and somebody jumped up at the cause and said, me, I'll go. And he was so sure, he or she was so sure that they had it, that they understood what the world was going through and what they needed to do about it, and what needed to happen, and that they could deliver this message to the world, and that they could help. And so their essence, because these beings are more ethereal, energetic beings than physical, although still physical, just more energetic. So they have the ability to project the essence of themselves down into an embryo and into an egg, and pull together parents and create a life for itself and become a person. And this person was endowed with a greater memory of their purpose in life, but otherwise, and a little bit of a greater advantage of its own evolution from other times and elsewheres. But otherwise, I had to grow up like any other person, and then one day remembered and sought out its path and began to live its life and do everything that it could, everything that it possibly could to change that world and save that world, and accomplish its mission, and yet and still, while making a little bit of a difference and making some progress and helping indeed many, and in many ways. Uh, it wasn't enough actually to achieve everything that they wanted to, everything that was projected through the intention of this experiment, and the person ended up growing old and dying. And the energy, the essence of that being went back to the starship, back to the people, full of remorse and sadness and sobbing and tears. And the beings were so befuddled and was wondering how could it possibly be that this was the first and ever only planet that they had failed to be able to do this with, and how this money situation is so convoluted on the planet. And so they debriefed and they asked this general, this corporal, this major for the story and what happened, why. They asked him why couldn't you do more? Why weren't you able to do more? Why couldn't you do all the things that you said you were gonna do? Why couldn't you help more? Why couldn't you accomplish your mission? And the poor being sat there in tears and said, I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough time. I was slaving away, working for the man and doing this and doing that, and my time was so caught up between family and responsibilities and all these things and bills and things that I had to do, and I didn't have enough resources, and I didn't have enough support, and I couldn't reach enough people, and people didn't value my message because I didn't have enough money, or money wasn't attached, or enough money wasn't attached, or the money held me back, man. The money held me back. And so they went back to the drawing board, and some say that they're still out there trying to help us to this day. So anyway, just to illustrate that, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this channel, for absorbing this information. I hope you can see that this really truly is my life's work and my life's passion, that I'm very passionate about this, very serious about this, that I believe in you. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be trying to bring this information to you. I believe that there is something so powerful within you, something so amazing about you, something so ridiculously only imaginable about you, that it's only been in the comic books and the cartoons and in the stories and in the history and in the mythology and in the movies. But I believe that it can be and true and come through right now in you, through you. I believe in you. I believe that these things can come to pass. And I know that it is the will of God. For this is what he commands me to say and to teach and to talk about and do. So, thank you so much. I hope I answered all that stuff. And I'm sorry if it's a long video. It just kind of comes to me as it does and comes through me as it does. And I was raised up in the Baptist Christian church, and so I think of this as a church, and my messages really do come off as sermons. The average and seminars, really. So the average sermon is around 30 minutes to an hour. The average seminar is a few hours. The motivational speaking, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's about a movie long, but I mean, as far as time you could be investing in something else. There's a lot of powerful stuff out there, and I want to help to create more powerful stuff. There are a lot of things that I can and want to incorporate in with what I'm doing right now to make this more powerful. And I know that there are some of you out there who are helping and who are going to help. So thank you for that already in advance. And we're going to start doing all that. So thank you, and welcome to God Speaks. I am a man, you are a man, we are a man, living our true highest joy as the absolute truth of the Lord God made manifest in the flesh. Have a beautiful, blessed day. I love you. Aloha.